Apparently, I have some unresolved trauma involving birds. Years ago, I was outside walking when a blackbird, maybe a crow, honestly, I have no idea, suddenly started dive bombing me. And not just once. This bird followed me for what felt like forever. At first, I thought maybe it was random, but after a while, I started thinking, oh, this bird genuinely has a problem with me. To this day, I still don't know if there was a nest nearby or what I apparently did to offend this bird, but clearly the experience stayed with me more than I realized. Because, fast forward to Tanzania, I'm on a safari near a watering hole, watching this kind of ugly bird that was roughly the size of a small child. And after a minute, I noticed something strange. Every time I moved, the bird moved. If I stepped left, the bird stepped right. If I moved further away, it moved closer. And suddenly my brain went, oh no, not again. Now logically, I'm sure this bird probably was just existing peacefully in its natural habitat. But emotionally, I was convinced this bird had targeted me personally. And I'm slightly ashamed to admit this, but I turned around and quietly moved closer to another group of tourists because somewhere deep inside I was thinking, if things go badly, maybe the bird will choose one of them instead. Then I speed walked away without looking back. And that ridiculous moment may be one of the travel memories I laugh about the most from this entire trip. Welcome to Travel Thoughtfully, the podcast, where we explore how travel can be more meaningful, more intentional, and sometimes a little easier. I'm Karen Hester, travel advisor and owner of Travel Thoughtfully. Last week, we talked about loyalty programs and what adds value to the travel experience. And that conversation got me thinking about something else. What are the moments from travel that actually stay with us? Because often, it's not necessarily the expensive hotel or the perfect itinerary or even the big landmark everyone expects you to remember. Sometimes it's the conversation you didn't expect, the quiet pause between activities, or the story that was never part of the itinerary at all. Often these memories are the ones that stay with us. Today, we're talking about why some of the best travel memories are often the ones we never planned at all. I think many travelers assume the most memorable parts of a trip will be the big moments. The famous site, the luxury hotel, the excursion, the perfect photo, and those moments can absolutely be wonderful. But when people reflect on trip later on, I've noticed something interesting. Very often the stories they tell are the unexpected ones. The random conversation with another traveler, a traveler mishap that became a funny story, or a quote they didn't realize what mattered until much later. Even on a safari, yes, I remember the incredible animals. But apparently I also remember silently using strangers as human shields against a bird. Travel has a funny way of giving us memories that we never would have planned ourselves. And I think part of that happens because travel pulls us out of routine. We become more observant, more present, more connected to what's happening around us. And that often allows unexpected moments to become meaningful memories. I also think modern travel culture sometimes creates pressures for trips to feel perfect, see everything, do everything, never slow down. And then you return home feeling like you need a vacation from your vacation. Recently, I saw a conversation online where someone mentioned intentionally scheduling recovery days after travel. And I understood exactly what they meant. Because rest is part of the experience too. Space is part of the experience. Some of the best travel memories happen in the spaces between the itinerary. The slow mornings, the conversations that go longer than expected. The moments where you're simply enjoying where you are. And interestingly, those are often the moments that feel the most luxurious. Not luxury in the expensive sense, but luxurious in the emotional sense. Feeling calm, present, and unhurried. Able to actually enjoy where you are. I think thoughtful travel creates room for that. Many travelers don't remember every reservation detail or every schedule perfectly, but they do remember how the trip made them feel. Connected, relaxed, more alive than they had in a while. And sometimes they remember outrunning imaginary bird attacks in Tanzania. Travel memories often stay with us because of emotion, not perfection. And I think that's an important reminder because meaningful travel doesn't always come from creating the most impressive itinerary possible. Sometimes it comes from leaving enough room for life to happen while you're there. Enough room for surprise, enough room for joy, and enough room for stories you never could have planned yourself. Maybe the best travel memories aren't always the one we carefully schedule. Maybe they're the moments that catch us off guard, the unexpected laughter, the quiet pauses, the stories we still find ourselves telling years later. And I think these moments are part of what makes travel so meaningful in the first place. I love hearing from you, and I have a question for you. What's an unexpected travel moment that stayed with you long after the trip ended? Leave a comment wherever you are listening or connect with me through Travel Thoughtfully. Thank you for joining me for this episode of Travel Thoughtfully, the podcast. And remember, thoughtful travel isn't always about creating a perfect itinerary. Sometimes it's about leaving room for the moments you never saw coming. At Travel Thoughtfully, our philosophy is simple. We plan, you experience. Hope you join me next time when we explore travel safety, luggage, and simple precautions.